What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we are getting into the Carolina Panthers 2023 NFL Draft Class. Let's go ahead and get started. They only have 5 picks here, so we can kind of break down each pick a little bit more than usual. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, their first pick was Bryce Young. They ended up trading up to this pick. That's why I gave it a C minus. Was the package that they had to give up for this pick. I mean, I don't have much else to say other than I really wish they didn't have to put DJ Moore into it. With a guy like Bryce Young, who's going to be coming into this, having a guy like DJ Moore would have been amazing. They end up trading him to Chicago and parts of the deal, and apparently Chicago made it known that DJ Moore has to come, or else you're not getting this pick. So good on Chicago. I had to give this a C minus instead of it would have just been a C plus. It's hard to go above a C plus on getting the guy that should be the number one pick. So I think I wouldn't have given it anything higher than C plus unless they ended up getting like I don't know. I don't think I would have got it given it over a C plus. So um, let's get into some of our concerns with Bryce Young. He's 5'10", 190 pounds. I truly think he plays around 180. That's just what I've been told, and I've also been told that he's slightly shorter than 5'10". He's like that 5'9" and 5'8" type thing, and they ended up stretching him a little bit to get him to that 5'10". That's fine. He hasn't been injured very much in college, and he's been hit pretty hard in college. So the size doesn't concern me that much. It does a little bit in my head. I still have that caveman brain of I want big quarterback type thing. He's got really good football IQ. He's got good leadership and football character. I've heard everything. Everything I've heard is he's an elite person and teammate, and he also knows the game extremely well. They said probably knows the game as well as Andrew Luck did when he came in, and better than any other quarterback before that. So it was pretty good praise for him there. His decision making is really good. His ball placement is really, really good. I'm worried about his size, for one, which we've already talked about. And the other thing I'm worried about is his time to throw in the pocket was so high this year compared to any other quarterback. So I don't, obviously, I think he has the smarts to get rid of the ball when he has to get rid of the ball and get the ball out quickly. But I'm just worried that he's going to sit in there waiting, and getting sacked. And so those two kind of go together with me, the size and also holding the ball a little bit too long. But if he was 6'2", 215 pounds, like if he was in CJ Stroud's body, this would be a sexy, sexy pick. All right, their next pick, Jonathan Mingo. I didn't like this pick. I like Jonathan Mingo as a prospect, and so it hurt me to give him a D plus on this, but I really would have loved this pick at the beginning of the third, middle of the third is where I would have been like, yeah, that's a solid pick. So getting him this early, 39. You're in the 30s. That's almost a first round pick in my book. But he's 6'2", 220 pounds, and he is a strong mother effer. He's also very elusive in the open field for a guy that is that size. He just breaks tackles. He stiff arms guys like he's Derrick Henry. He is very strong and can create after the catch. He high points balls really well as well. The only thing is, if you're replacing DJ Moore, who is a really good route runner, I would want a guy that can run some good routes, and he doesn't run good routes. And it is Ole Miss's fault. I'll give that to Ole Miss. That offense is one that is, let's stretch down the field. We'll give you 3 different routes. You know how to run a bubble? Great. Can you run a slant? Okay, great. Can you run a go/post? Awesome. That's all you need to know. So there's some route trees that he needs to learn, and then also he just rounds off his post routes or his slants. He doesn't really stick it hard and play off the defender. Those, again, he didn't run slants that often. He was more of a vertical, let's high point back shoulder balls. So that's something he's going to have to learn. Can't really separate. He's got some drop issues. He kind of just body catches a lot, as you can see in this one. Obviously, I don't think this is a big issue on that catch primarily, but he just does it too often. It reminds me of Gabe Davis. When Gabe Davis came out of UCF, that's kind of the same build and play style that I got from Gabe Davis. So that would be my pro comp would be Gabriel Davis, which people would say, oh, in the second round, that's not bad. Gabe Davis was in the fourth, and he's playing really well in playoff games and everything like that. So if he ends up being Gabe Davis, that's great. But these are the same concerns I had with Gabe Davis, so I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, third round pick. They got DJ Johnson, edge from Oregon. I gave it a C. He is 6'4", 260 pounds, so he has good size on him, and he's got long arms. He's long, he's athletic, but he's just raw. And with a third round pick, a guy who's probably not going to play very much, just kind of hurts me a little bit. But you develop him, and if you're patient with him, this is a guy who could end up being really good. He's got all the traits you would look for a defensive end. Let's just refine him technically, and it could end up being a good pick. But I had to give it a C because this is something I would really look for at the end of the fourth round or a day three kind of guy. All right, Chandler Zavala, the interior offensive lineman from NC State. It was their fourth round pick. I gave it a B minus. He's 6'5", 325 pounds. He plays center and he can play both guard spots. So that's always promising. He's super athletic and has good feet. His strength is something that's kind of iffy with him, and for being 6'5", 325 pounds, that's a little concerning. But I think it's his pad level. He's kind of tall being in there, and he plays tall. His pad level is always a little bit high. He keeps his feet moving though, and he's always looking for work. So those are some plus marks for him. The only thing is, I don't know if he's going to be moving guys off the ball unless you get someone to work on his pad level and his hip striking. So I do like this pick, and I think he's going to be fine, but it's more of like a shield blocking until you can lock into his strength. Because I think he has some pure strength in there, and I think it's something he can work on, but at this moment, he doesn't really have it. All right, fifth round pick, Jamie Robinson. I love this pick. Safety from Florida State. I thought he was going to be an early fourth round guy. I thought he impressed me at the bowl game. I thought he impressed me this whole year at Florida State. He's 5'11", 190 pounds. He plays bigger than 5'11", 190. If you would have told me he's 6'1", 210 pounds, I would have believed you. That's kind of how he plays. He's instinctual as well, so he's going to be someone who is going to play more in the box, I would say, maybe play up top a little bit, but his speed is something that's going to limit him in that. I would like him to play kind of in that nickel defender role, but his hips and man coverage skills are lacking in that aspect as well. Maybe that's why he fell, but I thought this was going to be a good number 2 safety. Kind of reminded me of like a Brandon Jones from Texas who got drafted in the fourth, I think he was a 4th round pick, to the Miami Dolphins. Again, that's kind of the role I saw him in. And I think he can play that role as well, where he's your number 2 in a 2-high system. He can come down in the box and play the run really well. So, all right, that's their last pick as well. I hope I made this episode longer than 6 minutes. I want to get it to about 7 or 8 for this one, even though there's only 5 picks. So go ahead and leave a like down below if you enjoyed. Comment below if you disagree with some of this or if you have some other things to add about a couple of these people. And tune in tomorrow when we wrap up this kind of segment and finish with the Atlanta Falcons. So go ahead and leave that like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.